survival of eukaryotic cells depends upon regular normal assembly and disassembly or depolymerization of microtubules and actin. That organisms that are not able to move, they're stationary organisms, for example, fungi, plants, and sponges, they produce toxins that can affect the dynamics of microtubules or actin. This is a defense strategy. These organisms create these poisons so they would not be an easy meal or they cannot be devoured by other organisms. So these toxins, some of these toxins have proved very useful in research, cell biology research, and also they have been used as chemotherapeutic agents in controlling different type of cancers. So let's talk about some of these drugs. These drugs, these cytotoxic drugs, either bind to the filament or the free subunit which forms the polymer. They can either drive assembly or they can drive a disassembly of the cytoskeletal elements. One of these drugs, lentrunculin, for example, is extracted from a sea sponge, Lentruncula magnifica, which binds to and stabilizes actin monomers. It thereby causes a net depolymerization of actin filaments. So available pool of actin monomers which can add on to existing filaments, actin filaments, or can start forming new filaments is basically reduced. You have reduced the pool of actin available. When you do that, actin, as we have seen, is basically, it's a two-way reaction. The monomers coming and forming the polymers, and then polymers basically becoming depolymerized and releasing the monomers. So once you absorb or you restrict the monomers, the balance shifts in the other direction, and that results in depolymerization of the polymer. Phalloidin is extracted from a fungus, a Manta phalloides, or death cap. It's a mushroom which binds and stabilizes actin filaments. This, ironically, actually causes a net increase in actin polymerization, and as we have said, controlled, regulated cytoskeletal element polymerization or depolymerization is essential for normal functioning of eukaryotic cells. One of the remedies for phalloidin toxicity is if someone has ingested this fungus by mistake, is to provide them a lot of raw meat. If they consume a lot of raw meat, the actin and the muscle tissue will bind the phalloidin and thereby reduces the phalloidin's toxicity. Either it change in actin filament is very toxic for the cell, either over polymerization or depolymerization. So this is one way you can actually negate the toxic effect of phalloidin. Let's shift our attention to drugs that affect microtubules. Colchicine, it is extracted from meadow saffron or autumn crocus. It binds to and stabilizes free tubulin, causing microtubule depolymerization. Again, the phenomena in principle is the same. You sequester, you quench the monomer, and it basically reduces the amount of monomer available, the effective monomer concentration, and it causes the reaction of polymerization to move in the other direction, which is depolymerization. Taxol, it is extracted from bark of a rare species of yew tree. This binds and stabilizes microtubules, causing a net increase in tubulin polymerization. These and some other natural products are commonly used by cell biologists to manipulate the cytoskeleton. So if you're studying cytoskeleton and you want to preserve it, you basically treat it with, for example, with Taxol, so you can study the architecture, the microtubule architecture within the cell. Not only that, you can also, of course, use some of these drugs, as I mentioned, for cancer, and Taxol happens to be one of the drugs which is given to patients, for example, who have breast cancer. This is the structure of Taxol. Here you can see in immunofluorescence, this cell is a normal cell. It has a normal looking microtubule array. When this type of cell is treated with or exposed to Taxol, you can see there's over polymerization of Taxol. And remember, if a cell has to divide, it has to, first of all, get rid of its existing microtubule array. Otherwise, it cannot divide. The centrosomes divide. They move to opposite poles. Microtubules emanate from these centrosomes. They attach to the chromosomes. So if you prevent that from happening by using this drug, the cell will not be able to divide. And abnormal cell division is cancer. So again, coming back to the micrograph, this is a micrograph of the similar type of cell, but this is treated with Taxol. And here you can see the microtubules are disorganized. There's larger amount of microtubule array present in that cell. Here are some of the drugs, a list of some of the drugs. Actin-specific drugs, phyloidin, we have talked about, binds and stabilizes filament. Cytochalasin, it caps the filament plus ends. Swinholdy, it severs the filaments. Lentrunculin, we have said that binds subunits and prevents their polymerization. Taxol binds and stabilizes microtubules. And vinblastine, it is also a very important drug. People use, cell biologists use it frequently to study cytoskeleton. It binds subunits and prevents their polymerization. Nicodazole works in a similar fashion. It binds the subunits and prevents their polymerization. Microtubule depolymerizing drug, for example, vinblastine, and a microtubule polymerizing drug, for example, Taxol, preferentially kill dividing cells. As microtubule, I have mentioned, array organization is important for the cellular division because that forms the mitotic spindle. These drugs can efficiently kill certain types of tumors in human patients. However, they have certain very severe side effects, which is, since these drugs affect all cells which are dividing, and we know our bone marrow cells and also cells lining different cavities, they need to divide. Also, the hair follicle cells need cellular division. So they will affect any cell. They are not specific to cancer cells. They'll halt cell division in all the cells. And that's why they have certain side effects. And as you know, that these cancer patients, you might have seen some of these cancer patients, they don't have any hair, and that is the reason. Also, use of these drugs can increase the infections because, as we have studied in immunology modules, that our cells, immune cells, need to divide to counter the effect of a pathogen entering our body. I would like to mention that Taxol, a derivative of Taxol called Paclitaxel, is approved in some countries as a treatment for ovarian, breast, lung, bladder, prostate, melanoma, esophageal, and several other types of solid tumors, as well as Kaposi's syndrome. Here on the slide, you can see a photograph of Dr. Taur Rahman. He's one of the people who first synthesized the synthetic derivative of vinblastine, which has been used to treat different disorders. I haven't mentioned any drugs that affect neurofilaments or intermediate filaments. You may be familiar with polyacrylamide. It is it forms a gel on which people do sequencing. You can do, for example, DNA sequencing on it. Acrylamide is also a neurotoxin because it can be absorbed through skin, and it can basically dismantle the neurofilament bundles in peripheral axons. So if someone touches it, I will certainly not advise anyone to touch it. It will give a tingly feeling, and it will also destroy the intermediate filament or neurofilament network in these neurons.